there. You guys ready to get started? All right. Again, great win for our program. Very proud of our guys today. Overcame a lot of things, a lot of elements. And we had the motto today, all camp, no excuses. And it didn't matter if it was no fans in the stands, 4 inches of water, 3 turnovers. It didn't matter. And I can't say about our players, but this program. And we'll celebrate tonight. And then we're moving on to Marshall tomorrow morning. So open for comments, questions.
Our first one is from Ethan Joyce of the Winston-Salem Journal.
Hey, Shawn.
Let me turn this volume up here for a second. All right, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, you kind of mentioned it. It seemed like positive things would happen, and then maybe a turnover would come, or then, maybe a mistake would happen. I just wonder, how do you kind of lead a team through some up and down moments like that?
I think our program built for that. You go back in the first half, there's 3 plays that happened. We'll probably see a different ball game. We fumble on the 1-yard line, we jump off sides on defense, and we have a field goal blocked. And we came in at halftime and regrouped and decided to come out. Hey, we're going to run the football. As you know, the weather was not in our favor. On either side, both teams, and we decided to run the football. And Zach made plays when he had to. So.
With your running backs, Cam obviously seemed to have something working for him today. So I guess how do you just go about determining, I'm going to give him some more carries, and then what were your overall thoughts of their production today? Because they came up pretty big.
Well, that's like the 3-headed monster. I don't think there's a real starter in that group. Marcus Williams got the nod today because of he's a 5th-year senior, but I'm proud of all 3 of those guys. And you have a Raymond Rush for 308 yards, I believe, or 303. And those are great running backs, but I tell you, the offensive line did a great job. And the offensive line, they block for first downs, or receivers block for touchdowns. You see some of those big runs, Thomas Higgins downfield, 20 yards down the field, making blocks and being unselfish. So very proud of those guys.
Next, we have David Ware from App State Mania.
Shawn, congratulations on the win. Talk about the defensive stand that was made late in the game after the fumble, right around your 15. I mean, those guys so often get pushed back to the wall, and it seems like every time they come out with something big. What did that mean to the team for them to stop that drive?
Big momentum swing. I have a lot of faith in our Coach Jones and his staff and our defense. That time we went 4 and 4 to 3 and didn't get it. Another example. They came out and said, "Coach, we got you." And again, whenever we're going to be aggressive, but our defense did a tremendous job today. And that quarterback's very tough to handle. You saw today he made some plays by his feet. We had him in the pocket for a sack, and he scrambles out and makes plays. So hats off to our defense. Very proud of those guys.
I know that red zone offense is something you guys take a lot of pride in, and generally speaking, you're not only great at converting scores, you're really good at converting touchdowns. As you go back and look at the film, and I know you haven't had a chance to really study anything probably significantly yet, where are the areas that you'll try to focus on in terms of converting red zone points?
Well, I think the first thing we're going to focus on is ball security. That's probably the biggest thing. And again, you have to give credit to Will Healy and his defense and his team. Those guys, they're on scholarship too. And we have to execute as much as we can. But we'll go back and look at the film. I can't tell you. I'm just elated to win and celebrate this victory tonight with my family.
Got Kenneth Reese from Watauga Online.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Kenneth.
What was going through your mind in the third quarter after that 51-yard touchdown pass, and then to turn right around and give up that big kickoff return for a touchdown? What was going through your mind, and what did you tell the players?
Well, I was hoping that the camera wasn't zoomed in because my mom probably would have smacked me. That's what I was thinking. We have the guy dead to rights, and contain broke down, and they, long run for a touchdown. And in this game, you better have a short memory. So it flipped from saying some not so nice words to, "Hey, let's go offense. We have to answer." And our team did that.
Thanks, Coach.
David Rogers from Blowing Rock News.
Yeah, Coach, again, congratulations. Let me echo that. After appearing to have a fairly big role in the offense in the first quarter, Jalen Virgil's kind of disappeared. Did he get hurt?
No, he wasn't hurt. we decided we were going to run the ball a little bit, and we put our best blockers out there. Again, Jalen's a heck of a player. He's a world-class athlete. But again, we have to put our best players in position to make plays, and it doesn't matter if you're a redshirt freshman or a fifth-year senior. We're going to play the best guys we have.
How do you make a determination at some point mid-game? Your three running backs, you're running back by committee sort of thing. I mean, they all sort of have different characteristics that make them good. Marcus Williams shows a lot of patience. Cameron Peoples has power. Harrington maintains balance after contact, and then extends the play. How do you make a decision about when they're going to play during the course of a game?
Well, when we came into the game, we had a rotation going, and there's a couple of criteria we go by, and one is ball security. If we tell those guys, when you have the football, you have the program in your hands, and if you can't hold on to the football, then you're not going to play. But we want to rotate those guys, and then as it goes, you get a feel for it, and we're going to ride whoever had the hot hand, and it's no different than any other position. If you're competing and you're performing, we're going to ride you till you're tired, and we'll get a little Gatorade in you and get you back in there.
Thank you.
Back to Ethan Joyce, and David Ware will be after that. And if you're not here but have a question and you'd like to chime in with one, we can probably fit that in.
Shawn, it seemed like Charlotte really kind of liked the idea of maybe taking some of the clock out of the game and kind of keeping things running for them. Did you kind of expect them to try to pace it out that way when you were looking at them on film?
No, I mean, I think they have a really good offense, to be honest with you. They do a lot of things that put you in conflict. Some of their unbalanced sets, and they go hurry up. But that was just kind of the game it was today. I mean, it was a lot. It wasn't as nice as it was in the press box, I promise you. It was raining, and we just wanted whatever we had to do to win. And I'm sure they thought that might be the best situation, but we're just going to concentrate on us.
And with Cam, it looked like it was something with his left arm. Did you kind of see what happened on that play, and maybe how do you coach a guy through? Obviously he had a pretty quick start, then has to leave, but then he actually gets to come back again.
On the fumble?
Yeah, when did you kind of understand what happened to him when he got hurt in the first half, and how do you kind of help a guy deal with an injury when he's starting off pretty strong?
He had a little stinger in his shoulder, and once he had that, he came back. But our we call it eagle claw. You have to hold the tip, elbow, and forearms, and that's why on the fumble he didn't eagle claw the ball, and we have to get that corrected because we're going to play a great opponent in Marshall, and we expect him not to fumble the ball.
The press box company leaves a little bit to be desired, Coach, but we'll give Mike Solarte one.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations. In talking about this Charlotte team, Charlotte has said coming in they don't want to call this a rivalry because they haven't won one yet. They still have yet to win one, but they continue to be the team that just hangs around and fights until the end. I mean, what can you say about your opponent and what they showed you in the conditions that you described this afternoon?
I have a ton of respect for Will Healy and his program, and he was one of the first coaches that reached out to me, and they're going to continue to get better and better and better. And we can call it a rivalry. We cannot call it a rivalry, but I think it's great for college football. And if there were fans in the stands, there'd be 30,000 App State, UNC Charlotte fans here at the Rock, no matter what. And vice versa. We go there, they're going to sell it out. Who does not want to play big-time college atmosphere? I wish we played Charlotte every year. I wish we played Wake Forest every year, North Carolina, East Carolina, because it's great for college football. It's great for our fans. It's great for all universities. So I hope we can continue this. I know Doug and his administration have talked to Mike Hill, and we have a few more games lined up. And, again, we have a ton of respect for those guys. It's great for college football.
We'll go to David Ware, and then if Silas Albright, he might be our last one.
Who's up?
Sorry, David Ware is next up. You're still muted. We'll go to Silas Albright, and we'll let David go after Silas.
Yeah, so Sam obviously has 4 passes that came from some other good play.
We start over again?
Yeah, I was just talking about the 4 breakups from Sherm and then the pick by Caden and some other strong play. Jolly made some big tackles. Just what did you see from your secondary today?
I saw what I see every day in practice. I think we have two of the best corners in college football. And Shamar Jean Charles is world-class football player, but he is a better person. He's a better human being. And Cato, I mentioned that he's done us all camp. He's one who's been the shining star in camp, and that's what they do. I mean, I go against that defense every day, and I know the troubles we have with those guys. And when the game's on the line, hey, let's go play ball. I have trust in our defensive line, especially our secondary.
Thank you. We'll go back to David Ware.
Shawn, the first couple of series, you ran Marcus, you ran Daytrick. Charlotte was doing a good job of really jamming stuff up in the middle. Then when Cam came in, he had some early success, broke some runs, and it seemed like it kind of maybe, I don't know if it unlocked the running game a little bit, but what was your observation about what Cam did on his first series? And then do you feel like that had a ripple effect to the rest of the guys for the remainder of the game?
I don't know. It's, in our running game, we have the outside zone and inside zone. It's kind of like making bread. You just have to start caressing it a little bit and rubbing it here, rubbing it there, put it in there, let it rise. And that's the beauty of it. And we never got impatient with it. We just had that bread, kind of rubbed it a little bit here and there, and it rose right to the top, David. Kind of like making bread.
I thought this was a sports show, and we just had a cooking segment. Well, that's great. The last question for you, first game with your new staff, how did you feel like communication went? Were you guys, all together? Or there's some things you'll want to work on after you kind of review it all?
I think we did a great job today. The communication was fine. Other than water getting in my headset and going out one time, it was perfect. But again, I've been with Dell. I was with Dell for 4 years here at App before he went to Louisville, and I've known Tony for a long time. And Justin Watts does a great job of helping us out. But I thought it was great. Everything went smooth. I wish we played a little bit better, a little more cleaner. But a first game, and we'll take a win.
We only have time for one more. Steve, you haven't got to ask anything yet. We'll do Steve, and then we'll move on to some players.
For not being technologically sound, I missed most part of the conference. I just wondered if you wouldn't mind talking about playing in front of such a small crowd. Did it hinder you guys? Did it help you at all? What was that like?
I loved it. And that's something we prepared for. We've had 2 scrimmages, and we told our players this is what it's going to be like. And I think our guys handled it great. Now, I would love to have 30,000, the best fans of college football here at the Rock, but that's not what you're dealt. And again, we're going to follow the guidelines by our university, our state, and go from there. And we're playing the greatest game on earth in college football. And I'm so tickled to death how we come out and responded to all the elements and what's going on in the world. And hey, we're 1-0, and that was our goal. So we'll go back tomorrow, get things corrected, move on from there.
And secondly, your running game really took over. You must have liked that being an offensive line coach. And I thought you were very effective getting the ball out to Hennigan really quick. And just wondering if you'd talk about that real quick.
Yeah, our run game was great. We knew that. And anytime Thomas Hennigan's in the
they're still waiting.
Make plays. And it was third and 13 or 4th and 2. Number 5 is the guy we're looking at first. He's a playmaker. He's played a lot of football here. Outstanding football player, and guy I have a lot of respect for.
Okay, last one for David Rogers, and then we'll move on to players.
Thanks. Coach, with your win over Charlotte today, Louisiana beating Iowa State 31-14, and Arkansas State beating Kansas State 35-31. What are your feelings about the Sun Belt and its rise?
I think top to bottom in our conference, we're one of the best group of 5s in the country, if not the best. I mean, to win our conference is very difficult. And I think our guys have done a really good job recruiting our conference, recruiting to a high level. And again, I didn't know they won, but that's awesome. But as long as we're 1-0, that's all that matters.
Thank you.
All right.